What's up, Chicken Nuggets? Tyler here, and I'm here at Burbank Sports Cards. In California, I'm doing a thing with Canva about education stuff, and I was like, I got a few hours. I want to check out this card shop. So here are the three things we're looking for. One, we got our EX 2000 credentials set. Don't start buying them because every time I talk about them, somebody bids against me. Just think if I was actually like getting a lot of views, I'd be like, this is a bad idea. So I've been kind of quiet on that because I don't want it to go too crazy and everybody bid up on it. Second thing we're looking for, I'm trying to finish off those top 75 autos. So I've got about half of those done, a little over half. And then three, we go for any of our singles guys that we go for. You know, the Mount Rushmore, the GOATs, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Curry, Jordan Poole. And then baseball, Jackie, Hank, and Ron Gant. The GOATs. I don't even know if they're gonna let me film in here, so Burbank Sports Cards, California, here we go. Okay, so we just left. I know that was quick and it wasn't like, hey, here's a tour. It wasn't like, when I first walked in and started filming, it was like really quiet and awkward. There were people in there, but it was like real quiet. And they were really nice. Most of the dudes there that worked there were really nice. And I bet if I would have asked, they'd have been like, yeah. But it's like, I tried to film a couple times talking and it was like, I felt like I was talking in a library. I'm gonna give you my thoughts first, and then I'm gonna show you what we picked up. Ended up spending $135. So initial thoughts, first off, the positives, okay? It was probably the largest selections of singles I've ever seen in a single store. And beyond that, there were some of like the best cards you can get. Like they had probably 8 or 9 like 96 legacies out there. They had 2 Kobe legacy rookies. They were like 4, 5, 6 grand, something like that. But like if I'd have had it, I'd have been like, yeah, that's like on my like grail list. I'm not like hunting for it, but if I could ever pick one up, I'll keep it until I die and give it to one of my kids. So if you want it, you can buy it for $5 at a garage sale that my kids host a week after I die. There was a lot of like big names there. Lucas was kind of shredded, LeBron's were kind of shredded. They had a ton of MJs, like cheap MJs. They had like 3 or 4 MJ autos, which was incredible. I think I got video of one of them. It was a Wizards card and it had like 2 or 3 color patch on card auto. It was like, I want to say like 5 grand. I like the Wizards stuff with MJ. I think it's really cool. Wizards, baseball. I like those UNC. Those are cheaper if you ever want to buy them. But I like the organization with the main characters. You know, I'm a big fan of organization. I think it's like 30% of why I like sports cards so much because I like organizing and categorizing and completing sets. It's like this weird OCD thing in my head. And so love the organization of like main players. On like the bigger card shops like them, because they list a lot of cheap stuff too. About once a year, I go onto their eBay and I search just Ron Gant. He's one of my favorite baseball players from when I was a kid. And I can search and find a ton of Ron Gants. Usually Ron Gant cards are $1 to $5, but you're paying $3 to $5 in like shipping. So it's doubling the price. So what you can do is you can order off from them and they trim down a lot of the shipping fees. So it's really cool, good way to get players if they're cheaper if you like them. They did have wax and stuff, and there was a couple of guys opening up wax. They didn't have a spot for me to like sit. Like they had like a room off to the side where I guess they're better stuff like MJ's, Kobe's, Anthony Edwards, LaMelo. A lot of them were in their own boxes in like a side room. And I think because I asked him whenever I came in if I could film and I couldn't understand him. I think he said don't film in that room. I think it's what he said, so I didn't even try to film in there. I just filmed a couple stuff in the singles cases, but they had a couple tables in there I could have sat down, but like I didn't know what I was allowed and not allowed to do. So really I just asked if I could use the restroom like twice. Go to the old empty the canteen section. That was dumb.
Harry, what? I know this isn't the best time, but when you get a chance to pull over, yeah.
On the pricing, most of their prices were like above. Most of their cheaper, their new arrivals, all that stuff was right around comps. It looked like it was right at it. So like I looked up, there was a, I didn't get it, but there was a Amin Thompson Purple Monopoly Rookie PSA 10. And they had a price at 25. The pricing on eBay was anywhere from 21 to 30. So like 21 to 28. So they were right in the middle of recent comps, okay? The ones I did look up, most were around comps, okay? And if there were multiple comps on bids, they were like sticking it in the middle. And it looks like they understand like PSA 9s are usually about a third of a PSA 10. I saw a couple there that they had as PSA 9. There weren't any comps, but they had priced at about a third of a 10. So most of their stuff that was new arrivals was priced like about where it was. Now, here's the thing, and I say this all the time with you guys. If you have more rare cards, you can kind of set the market, because if you're the only one that has that card available and I can't go to eBay and buy it now, you know, or can't go anywhere else, you kind of set the price. Yes, I can look at past comps, but if I can't go in and buy it immediately, that gives you a little more leverage as a seller. And so, you know, I'm trying to complete that credential set. And I asked him, I was like, you got any 96 credentials? And he said, we got one. And I looked over and it was Alonzo Mourning. I think I got video of it. Alonzo Mourning. They had it priced at 500 bucks. I just bought it. Let me check. I don't want to lie to you guys. One just sold on March 10th, so recently. BGS 8, which it's hard to grade those credentials, sold for 170. You can't see that. You can't see that at all. 170, May 10th on eBay. So they had it at 500 raw. And a big thing with credentials, they can go cheaper a lot of times because most people have submitted them and they're like miscut like crazy, and so you don't see a lot. I had it already, or else I might have like seen if they could come down a little. I lied, mine's not great. I got a raw one. I think I got mine for like 150-ish. Between 1 and 150, I think is what I ended up getting mine from. I think I bought it from a dude on Facebook. So let me talk about checkout, because this is always one of the things when you're at a table or at a card shop, it's always weird. It feels like you're doing like a deal with like a used car salesman, you know, like you're like, oh, how much? And they're trying to get their biggest amount out of it. You're trying to get the lowest amount. And I went to check out and came up there and I said, so are your sticker prices, are those your starting price or your ending price? And he was like, oh, let's see how much you got. And Joey joked around a little bit. He's like, if you got $1 million or more, I'll come down a little bit. It's like, okay, well, that's the number. So I ended up getting a lot of cheaper stuff. You know, most of it I'm gonna keep. Some of it, like, look at that. JP, gold shimmer out of 500, that's PSA 10, got it for 25. So I'll show you all these cards in a second, but I wanna talk process checkout, because that's the stressful part for buyers, especially in a place where other people are standing around, they're watching it. And so I kind of try to set the tone and joke around like, hey, where are we at? Is this final or starting price? It added up to 170 with their stickers. So on their stickers, they had it up to $170 of what I had there. And I was like, okay, well, what's the best you can do? And I'm thinking he's gonna go 150. People like round numbers. A lot of times they go 150, you know, 80, 90%. That's what I'm thinking. He asked if I was doing cash or card, and I was like, well, I guess card, unless there's an ATM around here. And he was like, well, card, we have to charge tax, which means that they're getting a little fee with the cards, so they're charging you to pay for their fee. I get it, whatever. And so he said with tax, it's like I want to say it's at like 183 or 187, and he said I'll come down to 180. I go, okay, so we're coming down half of the tax. And he's like, well, I could do, if you do card, I'll do 170. So essentially he took the tax off, or his fee or whatever. So he's gonna sell me exactly sticker and not charge for sales tax, all that. And I was like, well, I was thinking, I don't feel like I'm getting $170 worth here, just because of like my PC stuff. I'm like, I'll overpay a little bit if it's somebody I love or a card that I'm real hyped about or gonna keep forever. So I went into my cards and I pulled out like $40 worth. So I had 170 on sticker, I pulled out 40, so I had 130. I was like, okay, what's the best you can do for 130? And he's like, well, with that, it's 143 with tax. And I go, okay, what's the best we can do? And he said, I can do 135. And I'm like, and I even said, I go, so you're doing it for $5 more than what the sticker is? He's like, well, these are all newly priced. Don't have them on a website. And I was like, well, I said, so $7 off of $130-some purchase. And he's like, yeah, that's the best I can do. And I was like, all right, cool. And I could have walked away. I had the choice. I didn't have to buy it, but I did. Got some cards I liked. Got some cards I think they're players that'll do well next year. So I'll show you the cards. That was my experience. Again, this is not my LCS. They don't know me. They were almost everybody I talked to that worked there was super nice. Even the owner dude, I recognized him from one of Mojo's videos. Good experience overall. My favorite thing about it was the selection. There were so many good cards to look at. And had I been in the market or had like a few K to toss out there, that Kobe Legacy would have been mine. All right, so let me show you the cards I picked up, and you tell me if you think I did poorly or good for 130. Here we go. All right, so we got an Amen Thompson. This is a gold millionaire shimmer. It's a PSA 9. It's numbered at 500. Then we got this. Look at this. It's a 6. It got a 5 on it. Kenneth Lofton Jr. Grizz Legend out of 199. Got that for 5. Colin Sexton silver. I'm trying to pick up more silvers of people that I like. So got this silver prism at a 9 for 10. Then I got a couple MJs. I'm gonna do this on the whatnot. I'm gonna keep one. It's a 2, Arena Club 2. I did like how they carried Arena Club stuff. And so, big fan of Arena Club, you know us. And so, got that, 2 of those. I'm gonna toss one on the whatnot. Then, got this beautiful card as a 3. They said very good. I'm like, 3 means not very good. So, there you go. Then I got this. This is probably my best deal I got. They had it marked at 20 bucks for that. Oh, my bag running full. That's a silver of Jalen Green. Dude is hooping the last half of the season. Then I got a Scoot Henderson silver for 30. And then the crown jewel. Look at that. JP. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. There we go. Oh, gosh. So bright. So bright.
I know, sun bad, you cuckoo.
So that was my experience. Let me know if you've ever been. I'm not gonna be in California by the time this thing publishes, but if I come back, actually I'm coming back speaking in end of July. So let me know if there's a card shop I need to hit up out here. I'm about to go to a meet up for Canva. Y'all stay sweet. Never stop collecting. Love you guys. Later, chicken nuggets.